Hello everyone, I'm Havoc and this is Satisfactory. We're here at the hub so that I can show you I completed coal power, vehicular transportation, and basic steel in order to get ready for the project that is today's project, and that is working on steel. We need to get into the tier 4 stuff. I need better miners and I need better conveyor belts, and in order to get that you need steel. So that's on the list for today's project. Now, something I've completely forgotten to show y'all yet is the MAM here. This is used to do a little bit of research. Thanks, Ada. I don't know why I didn't hear her just then. But what we need to do is pick something in here. I've already done a few things. I really want to get some Caterium research done because I would like to get blade runners. So I'm going to grab these little bits, come in here, and start that. The first ones are usually pretty short, but then they start to get longer afterwards.
New resource added to the resource scanner.
Cool, now I can scan for it. +6 inventory slots, it's actually something pretty useful that I would like to get, but I'm looking to get more down this line, get to the blade runners. I don't think I have enough Caterium on me, but now I can scan for it, so it's not a big deal. I also happen to know where some is. Let's take sulfur, because sulfur also leads to some good things to have. We'll do the same thing with quartz. We're just going to round out the ones we want to be able to scan for. Silica, quartz crystals. Think we have enough? Nope, we don't have enough to knock out, but that's okay. We'll get those few done, and then I'll have something to show you. You probably notice the factory is running, and that's not due to these over here because they're not actually burning any fuel. And you say 900 megawatts? How do you have 900 megawatts? That would be because I went ahead and I set up a coal power area. I was running into issues where I'm trying to get things made. I'm trying to make coupons in order to unlock a lot of the cosmetic things because I do not want a hideous factory like this forever. And I was over here and said, you know what, let's look for coal. I pinged coal to scan for it, and it'll pop right over here any minute now. Right there. It's the closest coal to me. You'll see a little beacon that says coal facility. Now I was heading in this direction, and there's plants that pop up and spit out poison. So you can't just run straight to the coal. I had to go around this way. Down through here in order to make it around. Now down through here there are the bad guys, the boars that charge you and attack you. I don't know what they're called, but they're down in this area, so you got to be careful. There's also a spooky cave, which I definitely want to go into later. In this area I also found little resource nodes. It's where I found the sulfur and the quartz and Caterium running down through this area. Also be careful because the ones that shoot plasma at you, or what, I think it's plasma. Anyways, whatever they shoot at you, they're kind of over in that area, and they will come after you if you come through this zone. And you'll see I've got power lines running through here. I want to get to that yellow power slug, but there's poison everywhere. I'll have to get the filters before I can get up there to get it. And then you come down and into this glorious little area over here. Look how beautiful it is. There were bad guys here, including some spiders up in that area somewhere, so be careful. But down here on the bottom floor, we have our water extractors. Each water extractor can produce 120 cubic meters of water per minute. come down here and access it. It can produce 120 cubic meters of water per minute. So if you have 3 of them, that's 360 cubic meters of water per minute. Now the problem with that is the pipe can only handle 300. So I have a little bit of excess. But all of that comes down here, and the water goes vertically and is pumped upstairs. There's a pure coal node there and a normal coal node there. That gives me 120 coal, and that gives me 60, for a total of 180 coal per minute. The water is pumped up to these buffers. They each hold 400 cubic meters of water, and then you can see their fill and drain rate. The net difference is identical right now, which is a good thing. It means I'm producing as much as I'm consuming. Now each of these consumes 45 cubic meters of water per minute. So with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that is not at 300. That's a little shy of 300. One pipe can supply 6 2/3 of a generator, so I just did 6 to make it easy. The 120 coal, however, will power 8 of these. So these first 6 are all powered by the 120 coal per minute that comes in, the Mark II belt. And then there's an overflow that passes underneath, and these last 2, for a total of 8, are powered. And then the 60 can only handle 4, so these 4 in the front here are powered by that line of 60. And this gives me a continuous, automatic, and automated supply of 900 megawatts at all times. And it powers itself as long as I don't break it by going and accidentally adding too many power consumers on. It will work just fine. But today's project is getting steel automated. And if we head right up here, I'll show you my beautiful spiral staircase. Be careful when you go up there. There's a really big bore thing. I need to know what they're actually called. I need to figure that out. But the giant bore almost killed me, almost knocked me off and down here and killed me. But I survived. But there are 2 coal nodes that are pure here. That's loads of coal for us to mine. And let's head up the stairs. And the way I did this was just put all the stairs on first and then come back in with the metal pillars and fill in the empty space, because I'm really bad about falling on the inside. I'm not as bad about falling on the outside of the stairs, but I like to turn too sharply and fall down. But I've got a couple of foundations out here. Yes, I hear you, little creature thing. So at this level, I have foundations heading over here, and that is because if we search for iron, there's a bunch of iron over here. But the closest one, I built a little platform up to just to sneak a peek at it. It's right up here. And I don't have a miner on me, but I can make one real fast. Right here is a pure iron node. So let's make us portable miner. Well, actually, we're going to need a few. I'll make 2 real fast. Because you need a portable miner in order to make the miner Mark I. Now this is going to give us 120 iron ore per minute. We can bring a belt of this over to here. We also need to power it, so we're going to drop us a power line. Power lines can go much further than conveyor belts. I'm just going to put that over there. And then we'll keep, let's see, where is this actually going to come out at? Okay, not too far away. think I can make it. Floor is too steep. Okay. Thought it was telling me that was too long already. That is too long though. We have to go to right there. I want to get it to over here somewhere. It's close enough where I can see it's right there, so we can hook it up after we get our platform built. We're going to drop down here. This level just comes in right above the trees. That's really the only reason I'm doing it right here. Nothing special, except for the fact that I can bring the items straight up. Oh, don't fall off over here. Straight up here. Have a nice open flat area, not impeded by trees. I don't feel like destroying all of the nature on the map. So I'm going to try and, I won't say I'm going to try and preserve the entire map, but I am going to try and do less clearing and more building in areas where there are openings, such as this kind of crater here where everything is lower because the ground level's down there. But we need to look at how many foundries we can handle off of one pure node of iron and one pure node of coal. So this uses 45 and 45, which means if I do 3 of these, I'm slightly exceeding what I can supply it with. But now that I've unlocked overclocking, you can also underclock a machine, and we could just type down here. So 45 and 45 are going to add together to be 90, and that will leave me with only 30 per minute remaining. So I could just take one and reduce it. That will also reduce the amount of power that it requires. So that's probably what we're going to do. And then if we find that to be not adequate enough, I can always look for another iron node and tap the other coal node that is right down here as well. I have to worry about power constraints though. I know I've got 900 megawatts, and that sounds like a lot in theory, but honestly it's not. Once you get adding all these other things together, such as this extra power there, that actually will get the iron moving and pumping. I think what I can do, can I reach it from here? That needs to be Mark 2. Find somewhere where the floor is not too steep. And then just bring it along here. That kind of keeps it out of the way too. That's why I'm doing it up, is that I can go underneath that very easily without a worry. But that will go ahead and get us producing the iron, mining it. Well, I didn't hook this power up to the main power, so no, actually it will not. Can I reach from here? There's a power node right there. Wow. There's a little bitty node on the side, and I can actually reach that. That's great. Now things are powered. And let's see what I actually have to work with. Maximum consumption is 776. That's if everything is running. And we need to plan for the occasion that eventually everything might get running. So I don't want to go over the 900. I want to leave just a little bit. Each of those foundries was using 16. So it's going to be 16, 32, and then a little bit less. 2/3 of 16. 5 point something. So we'll just say 6. So 6, and then the 32, looking at 38 more power already, which puts me over the 800 mark. And that's it's getting kind of tight because I will need some constructors as well. Of course, they only use 4 megawatts, so that's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and set up the foundries. Now, I want to leave a little bit of space back here, because we're going to have to do a little bit of sorting here. And the way I set this up, if I say that I only want to produce 30 per minute here, I want this to be the last stop as well. I want these to fill up and be running at full speed, which means I want my iron and my coal to come in very tightly along here. Now, we are going to utilize Mark II belts, even though each machine only requires 45 and then 30 for the last machine. But I do want it to be moving at a very rapid pace, getting the resources built up in them. It will help, since I'm doing it manifold style, it'll help the first machine reach its maximum stock faster. And steel is kind of what I'm waiting on, so I want it to be reaching its max quickly. I want this running efficiently as soon as possible. Now we can just take the iron. Will this reach over to here? Perfect. There's our iron input. The coal is going to be elevated. Probably should have turned this around. There. Gives me a little bit of coal in my inventory, and just go ahead and put in the first one. Ta-da! Alright. But what I'm thinking about here is... Let's see, you can stack these. And I think 3 of them stacked on top of one another is what I need. Now, did I line that up well? No, I did not. I guess I should have stood right under here in order to do that. And rather than jumping a bunch, let's do this in a neat and orderly fashion. Okay. Now, let's do a conveyor belt up until it's roughly even with the height. I don't know that I'll get this perfect, but something is better than nothing. Can I not see that side? There we go. I actually think I got the height just right. Close enough where I'm not going to worry about it. And you'll notice the splitter swaps the input side. If you look at the orange arrows, that's why I'm starting facing the way I want to, because by the time I get to the third one, it will be facing the correct way. Why is it not giving me a little green? There we go. The little green line to let me know that I'm lined up properly is kind of important. Oh. Yeah. Doing it the way I did the first one. I need a splitter with inputs coming from this way. There we go. That's a merger. Checking the inputs and outputs very carefully. For some reason, sometimes when I have, say, a merger, instead of using the mouse wheel to turn it, I think pressing E turns it, but that changes it to a splitter. Does not turn it. Alright. That gets the resources flowing in there. Now we need to power everything. Which I am okay with just coming to this little front corner and hooking it up. You don't have a recipe pick. There we go. Now that's going to give us 120 steel per minute coming out of here. We need to move this down along the line. All right. And then I'm going to just put this into a bin to begin with. And then we can separate what this is going to get put into momentarily. A beautiful sunset. Alright, so we need to make just a few things out of the steel. I don't want to consume my entire 120 steel because I do want a little bit of... I don't think you need steel ingots. I think you need steel beams. That's right, for the belts and a few other things. But let's look at, wow, 60 per minute for just one of these, and that only makes 15 per minute steel beams. Okay. Well, there's half of the steel immediately consumed. And then we just need to put in a little bit more. That's better. Okay, I did not like the lighting there was for that. Now we've got some bright sun. Came back a little bit later. Plus, it's giving us time for our steel to kind of build up here. Got a little bit of coal on me, which I actually do need for some stuff, so I'll keep that. Okay, it's also given me a little bit of time to think about how I want to do this. So, steel pipes, it uses 30 per minute, makes 20 per minute. I don't think there's a huge demand for steel pipes early on. I mean, it's going to make 20 per minute, so that's pretty good. We're just going to drop a container right up next to this one. We're only going to be doing 20 per minute, so there's no need for anything crazy. Oh, it's a little too close. It doesn't look good. It's okay, we can do this whole number here. What's going on there? That's too close. I put it too close. It's a disaster. You're supposed to go 2 back. 1, 2. And there. Now you've got a nice, neat little turn. Everything at 90 degrees. Let's drop a power pole. Give that power. Splitter. Taking your input from there. Changing to Mark 1 belts because this is only going to take 30 per minute anyways. It's going to get 60 per minute to begin with till it fills up. Okay, now that's going to consume 30, which leaves me with 90. Now, one machine uses 60. However, as I showed you before, what we can do is just take that one machine that the overflow is going to go to and set it to using half, right? So we're going to say 50%. It's going to give me 7.5 per minute instead of the 15. But you need more steel beams than anything else. So it is a valuable way to do this. Make sure to swap the input arrows. Everything runs nice and neat. We just need to power it. Oh, the belt. The conveyor belt moved me. That is not where I wanted that. I'll just power both of them off of this. Now, we get loads and loads of these beams. And this is important because we're going to need to upgrade these beams to encased steel beams shortly. And this can all be Mark 1. It's not even 60 items per minute. So let's go ahead. Because it's what, 15 on the 7.5, which gives you 22.5. Which is a little bit faster than steel pipes. I feel like that's a good distribution of the steel there. Because again, like I said, I'm going to have to make encased steel beams. I don't think I can make those yet. No, I cannot, because I have not done the research in the hub. I can, I believe, even though I did the research in the other MAM, I think I could just do this. Do I have to go back to that other MAM to turn it in? Or did I not? I think I did turn it in. I didn't start anything when I left. That's fine. So that's running. We successfully got our steel up. We need to go back to the hub with some of these materials so that I can upgrade things. Now, I want to go ahead and get limestone up here being made into concrete, because I do know you're going to take these beams and concrete and make encased steel beams. So we can drop down here. If you just go a few floors at a time and pop back in, you don't take damage. Somewhere over here? Not B, that's the flashlight. I think it was this way. Limestone. Have not been over this way before, so we need to tread lightly. Ooh, some. Hey, it's one of those things. Oh, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. All right. Well, that kind of sucks. I have no way to deal with this guy. Oh, no, that's not good.
Hello, this is Paternal Figure. I have taken ill and need your help to find a cure. Doctors say that the only remedy is alien artifacts.
The alien artifact thing over there messing with you. Should I try and fight it? This seems like it's a horrible idea. Wait, is it bugged out? Oh, it's bugged out. Wow. Okay, well that was a kind of anticlimactic. I was ready for an epic fight, and it just stood there. What is this? Pure. That's amazing. Harvest it. That thing. Let's see. I need another portable miner. I'll make 2 because I want to keep one on me. I'll keep 2 on me, which means I'll make a total of 3. There's Caterium somewhere around here.
I strongly advise you to harvest this specimen.
Now, what am I doing? Pick that up. I didn't need to place it. I need to build the miner. This thing over here is freaking me out. No, I'm not harvesting you. You're just freaking me out. I don't want anything to do with you. What is it, clipping to the power line? Yeah, that's fine. We'll just pick the power line up, move it over here, connect it up. Now I can run up here and just set up somewhere where the limestone can come through. We need an elevator. Should have made a jump pad. I just don't know how much power they have. And this is a significant height to get up here. Okay. I think what I want to do is make the limestone right over here. So let's come to this. Make the concrete out of the limestone right over here. I'm just trying to think of ways. Is that hanging off? I didn't think it could do that. I thought it would say the floor is too steep. That's interesting. 45 per minute. Let's see. So yeah, this is a good spot in order, because I'm trying to think of the fact that I'm going to need the assembler up here, and it's kind of big. We can use the verticality here to go down a few of these floors. I don't know how many it will take before I can fit in here. Let's drop a few of these. Oh yeah, now we're starting to clip into the trees. That's the whole reason I built the floor up where I did. But what I believe I can do here is we're going to do roughly the same thing. 45 does not evenly split into the 120 that we're going to be getting. But I can come in here. You get 45. You get 45. And then you will only do 30 per minute, which is 2/3, which is what, 10? Yeah, exactly. Alright. Now I just need to set it up to get fed, and we will be good to go. I'm looking for logistics. Let's see, I can just do a splitter. Put them in nice and close. We'll just use Mark II. Why not? I've got loads of them. Loads of the reinforced plates. Now we need power. I will just run the power like so. I can connect multiple machines because I know that I'm not going to be utilizing 100%. Now, how to hook up here? That is going to maximize the number of connections there, so I'd rather not do that. What I could do is put a pole beside it and use that connection, so now I have more connections there in order to hook up power. Now we want this probably to come out over here somewhere, so let's put some mergers in. We're just going to use the Mark II for the speed, not for the number of items we're trying to move. Right to the edge, and I can just elevator it up. And that also means that I can bring it in through elevator over here. Oh, that's gonna hurt a little bit. No, it did not. Awesome. Did I have enough room to maybe store excess limestone before sending it up in an elevator? So I can... Let's see, I bet I can. It's just going to be interesting. If I do it this way, it might be sticking out. Yes, definitely sticking out. and the floor is too steep, but I can bring it in like so. That's not far enough that direction. And then can simply come out and over here. And that's where the elevator up can go. And that allows me to store an excess of the concrete. When we're building up beams, we should have a little bit less over here. Now we got a little bit more. It's because it was running first. This is producing more, but not by a whole lot. That one had a little bit of leg up. But that's going to get us what we need to unlock those next hub features so we can move forward and get into the better things, primarily Miners Mark II as well as Conveyor Belt Mark III, which is going to use a lot of the what we're producing here, these steel beams, which means I'm probably going to want to make this a little bit bigger. How are we doing on power-wise, though? Yeah, see, that's the problem. I can solve that problem when we upgrade to Miners Mark II, as that will give me double what I have down there, which means I could potentially just double my production of power. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That sounds great to me. Can I land here and then drop down? Perfect. There's one last thing I wanted to do before the end of this episode, and there is a little drop pod right over here that I noticed when I was building this, and I wanted to open it, crack it open with all of you guys watching here. So it needs power. That's all that it takes. Bring a little power pole over here. I'll show you how to tell. If you walk up to it, you press E, 50 megawatts, which I've got 50 megawatts left over, thankfully. I can crack this open. And this gives you hard drives that you can then take to the MAM.
Data on the hard drive has been salvaged and can be repurposed to unlock an alternate recipe. Salvaging more hard drives will provide additional alternate recipes.
Rude, little buddy. I was listening to that lady talk, and you just had to ruin all of it by hitting me. Ada's so sweet. Yes, but additional information from the hard drives can be accessed through the MAM, which means you just take it to the MAM, plug it in, and let it run for a little bit. And then you can choose alternate recipes, and some of them are exceptionally good. Some of them I'm not really sure about. And then there's all kinds of goods that have crashed from this pod not making it here. And these are littered all over the map. I hear you. Rude. They are so rude. That's going to be it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit the like button. I really do appreciate it. And as always, I will see you next time.